Political drama is heating up as Charlamagne, that god of the Breakfast Club, exposes the jaw-dropping hypocrisy surrounding President Biden's controversial pardon of his son Hunter. Now get ready for a no-holds-barred breakdown of political double standards, criminal justice reform, and the shocking truth behind the headlines. We're going to ask, why did Charlamagne support Joe Biden, and then after 4 years of horrible governance and destroying the country, he backed Kamala Harris over Donald Trump? And what's going to make it especially interesting is that we're going to play the tape where Charlamagne trashes the pardon in 31 seconds, and then he takes a phone call and responds to the caller by pointing out all the horrible things that Joe Biden did during his political career to families. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, and smack that like button, because it helps us with the algorithm to get our message out to more people. All right, so let's get into this absolute train wreck of a political moment. This week on The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne, that god, tore into President Joe Biden as he pardoned his son Hunter. Yeah, the guy who promised he'd stay out of it is now all in. Is this the family man epiphany moment Biden wants us to believe, or just political hypocrisy at its finest? All right, now listen to this slam from Charlamagne in just 31 seconds. He goes off about how he feels about the pardon and about how the Democrats are being totally disingenuous. Give it a watch.
About it, but Hunter was singled out because he broke the law. That's number one. He was singled out because he had an illegal gun and tax evasion charges, not because he was the president's son. And I honestly don't care. I just want Democrats to stop acting like they are on this moral high ground politically when they have shown us they're not. You know, whether it's skipping the primary process when Biden stepped down and things like Biden pardoning his son. Stop acting like y'all the pure party and Republicans aren't. And it also shows me elected officials can do whatever they want as long as they have the political will and courage to do it.
Yep. You see that, guys? The man spoke the truth there. Now, I don't agree with much of what Charlamagne says, but I got a lot of respect for him because he has a huge audience. He's the most popular morning show in America, I believe, and he doesn't act like a typical libnut on the radio. He's like a normal guy, but he has a left-wing bent to him in his thinking, and I can live with that. You can have an adult, grown-up conversation and disagreement with someone like him. He's pretty bright just by listening to him, but he's done some things throughout the election cycle that I just can't figure out. Now, here's a phone call with a listener that he takes, and the guy was trying to justify Joe's pardon of his criminal son, Hunter. But interestingly, Charlamagne sets the guy straight and goes through a litany of things that Biden did during his political career that hurt a lot of families. Give it a listen.
Oh, who's this?
It's Trav from Jacksonville.
Hey, what's up, brother? What's your thoughts?
Man, I'm a father of 6, 2 boys, 4 girls. Joe Biden had 40 years in office serving all of us and doing what's supposed to do. It took him that long to understand that his family was most important. So that's what he had to take care of. He's 80 years old, man. He got to look out for his family, man. He ain't about to die and his son in prison. Come on, man. I'm gone.
Well, you're wrong about him being. He's been in politics for that long, but he's ruined a lot of families because of legislation like the '86 Anti-Drug Abuse Act, which introduced mandatory minimum sentences for crack cocaine, and the '94 crime bill. He's the proud author of those bills, so he ruined a lot of families with that type of legislation. So once again, how about pardon everybody in federal prison for a nonviolent weed offense, Joe? That would be something interesting to do before you walk, and it would help your legacy, which is in shambles right now.
It's in shambles. It's going to stay in shambles. Hello, who's this?
Here's where the irony hits you like a freight train, guys. Charlamagne was a vocal Kamala Harris supporter in 2024, despite Donald Trump signing the First Step Act in 2018. Now, that bill gave nonviolent offenders a second chance at life, many of whom were incarcerated by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris by their own actions during their careers in government, respectively, by reducing prison sentences. That's what the bill did, and it allowed people to get a second chance in life. It freed them. Now, don't forget, Kamala Harris, as a prosecutor out in California, built a reputation for fighting to get harsh prison sentences for nonviolent marijuana charges, nonviolent drug charges. Now, how does that square up? Well, it doesn't. Now, let's talk about the pardon itself. Charlamagne asked the question we're all thinking. If Hunter gets a free pass, why not everyone else in federal prison for nonviolent weed offenses, right? So Biden claims no one should be jailed for simple marijuana possession, but Charlamagne isn't buying that PR campaign. I mean, think about this, man. Charlamagne did note that the First Step Act actually reunited families, unlike Biden's mandatory minimum sentencing policies from the 80s and 90s. Remember, when Biden tried to blame others for those policies, do you remember that? Well, Charlamagne shut him down in a previous interview, saying, you were behind that one too. Now, what I liked about what he said when Biden claimed Hunter was singled out by the justice system because of who he is, Charlamagne, you heard it, he responded, Hunter was singled out because he broke the law. I mean, an illegal gun and tax evasion charge, as simple as that. You got to love that, guys. So what's really going on here? What are we seeing? Is it political theater? A game where rules apply differently depending on who you know and what family you're from? So my question is, in the end, if Charlamagne had the deets on Joe Biden's career record of destroying a lot of families with legislation that he either wrote or co-sponsored over the years, and Trump had a record as president with doing real criminal justice reform for the first time in decades, that by Charlamagne's own understanding brought a lot of families back together, then why did he vote for Joe Biden, the old white guy who said that he had authority to tell people whether they were black or not? Remember this?
You gotta come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
And Charlamagne supported him anyway. Trump never said anything even remotely that bad, despite what the libnuts say when they lie about him being a racist all the time. And if Kamala Harris was known to build her prosecutor career to get into the AG office in California by hitting a lot of young black men up for long prison sentences over nonviolent drug crimes, and Donald Trump enacted the First Step Act, then why did he vote for Kamala? Why did he support her over Trump? It boggles the mind. Now, I heard that Kamala was paying celebrities $1 million here and $1 million there to endorse her. Was that what's going on? I mean, with Charlamagne that god? It seems to be a lot smarter than that, but he endorsed her over Trump anyway. So in the end, this isn't just a story about a presidential pardon, guys. It's a story about justice, hypocrisy, and the double standards that plague our political system. All right. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with conservative commentary on politics and culture, just like this one. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
From the bottom to the top, I grind every day. No time for haters. I'm here to slay. Stepping on the doubters, no time to rest. I'm like a freight train, I'm the best. Yeah, chasing dreams, no matter what it takes. I'm on fire and there's no breaks.